This is the time to talk, to work together. And we are so privileged that there is going to be a virtual workshop on Saturday, March 1st, 2025, with Kiran Singh Sirah. And it's entitled, this workshop, Telling Stories That Matter, Cultivating Our Stories to Meet This Moment. And oh, is it important? You'll notice on the bottom, you can find out more at storycrossroads.org/all things story. There's even a time zone converter, so no worries of where you are. But Kiran, you've been in this peace building work for a long time. What even got you excited about peace building? I think anyone should be excited about peace building, but you specifically, what really got you there?
I think there's multiple things. I think sometimes, mostly my upbringing, the place I was born, the current situation, the crisis that we went through as a kid, and my community went through. My family were immigrants, political refugees to Britain in 1972. 4 years later, I was born, but it was also a period of time when there was a lot of turmoil. There was a lot of anti-immigrant sentiment. There was a lot of violence. It was dangerous. When I walked out of the home, it was actually not an easy space to be in. And there was a lot of neo-Nazis. So I think sometimes it wasn't about being excitement. It was almost like it just informed who I became. And I know, I guess, came to a conclusion. I became a teacher, an art teacher. I was teaching kids in East London, kids that hadn't seen their parents for, days or weeks sometimes, but they still came to class. And I thought, if you come to class, then there's something that needs to be reaffirmed. You're doing something really important. But I found through this process that I wanted to make the world a better place. I saw the inequality, but the arts and the storytelling became what I saw as the most powerful. We call it a soft force, but I think it's the most powerful force. And also what you're doing is, through these experiences, I realized that the arts and, storytelling in all its forms, but the arts and creativity is really essentially the essence of our humanity. And when we get to really connect with one another, we are building peace. We are building understanding. We're building connection. We're building justice too. And so my friend, in Scotland, my best friend would say, it's not about what you want to do, it's what you're supposed to do. And when you learn that vocation, when you learn what your calling is, but I believe, yeah, I went to college, went to university, studied peace building, studied folk arts, but I realized after all those university degrees, everyone's a peace builder. Everyone. We can all be. We don't have to go to college for it, because we can do it with our neighbors, with our friends, we can do it through our foodways, we can do it through our relationships, we can do it for our children and our family. It starts here at home. It starts with the gifts and the tools and the experience that you have with your body and your hands and your mind. And I think when we understand that, I had to go through all that process to understand that we're all peace builders, and we all can cultivate our potential to be a storyteller and our potential to foster peace and justice in the world. So that's what really brings me into this. And I think I'm not necessarily teaching or telling stories how to do. I just want to get the tools for people to realize they are the storyteller and they are the peace builder.
And we are in a tumultuous time. Technically, any time is a tumultuous time, so we always need these peace building skills. Now, if someone comes to the workshop and they're like, I am new, I know I love this, I believe in peace, but I don't even know where to start. Is there something that even before they come to the workshop that you would encourage them to reflect on, to be ready, to expand their mind on this world?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thinking about paying attention to what's around you, but also like being mindful of how you're processing these moments. If you are seeing anger, if you're seeing pain, if you're seeing sadness, not to frighten it away, not to take it away, but just be mindful of it. But can I try to reflect a little bit on why? What is it triggering? What is it in conflict with? the vast majority of the time when we are angry or in pain or sad is because it's conflicts. It's in conflict with something that we hold dear to ourselves, to our communities, to the people we love, to the way that we want to see the world. Having a little bit of reflection, we can't change all of it at the same. We can't fix everything at the same time. There's too many things going on, but we can. All of us are instruments of peace, right? So thinking about what is it is without pointing fingers, right? And I'm not saying it's not wrong to point fingers, but the idea is that we immediately go to point the finger, but it's like, why am I processing it? Like Thich Nhat Hanh, would say, it's like, think of your person that you really despise, whoever it is, right? You can name them. But think of that person in you. If you're trying to tackle them, then think about how you're tackling that person inside you, right? So I'm not saying that one of the things to process is that is just don't give yourself a hard time, you know, be joyful, do the things that bring you alive, look after yourself, but take a little bit of a 5, 10 minute, 15-minute walk and just process what is in conflict, what's going with a value of how I was taught to be in the world and how to treat others, right?
Definitely.
Thinking about that, and just maybe write it down.
And with the end of this workshop, what you're hoping people take away from it. So that's the beginning. At the very end, what is like what you're hoping people will get besides maybe going for a walk and reflecting on the
Hmm.
experience after the workshop? But is there something that really is important to you that you're hoping deep down will come through?
Yeah, I want to be able to bring um help people to understand that these stories is like a palette, like an artist palette, and each piece of paint on that palette is a vignette or a moment from our lives. But then once you go away with that palette, you can now paint that canvas, the story of a world that you wish to see, because you can do that through your personal moments, but also your cultural moments, things that are important to your community, your heritage, your tradition, the places that you live. And it all belongs on that artist palette. So it's not to say that you're going to have a completed story. This is not that type of workshop, right? This is something that helped to harness you as someone that can craft something from your own experiences and then think about how you would like to apply that artist palette of stories for the world that you wish to see.
Oh, so beautiful. So everyone, you're going to want to come. This is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. And if you go to storycrossroads.org/all things story, there is a time zone converter so you can join us. If for whatever reason you can't join us, there is an option for you to register and choose the recordings option, though obviously the virtual live experience will be the best one. So we're hoping we'll see you actually in the screen. And until we tell again.